Good morning to anyone who is on the East Coast or West Coast of the US. Good afternoon to everyone in Europe. Good evening to those of you who are in Asia. Before I get started with the conference call, I just want to send best wishes to Jason. He was almost killed in a bicycle accident last night. He is one of the bicycle riders that I was sponsoring. He was riding 4,000 miles from New York to California, trying to raise money for a five-star charity in Houston, Texas. And Jason and Jovel both drove into a ditch. Jovel got banged up. Jason is lucky to be alive right now, and he is being taken care of in a hotel in San Antonio. If you want to donate to the charity that they were trying to raise money for, the website is hawc.org, hawk.org, hawc.org. It is a five-star charity that was established in Houston, Texas in 1977. I actually visited their headquarters this past week. And it is a very good charity, and I hope everyone can leave a few dollars for them, whatever you can afford. A little bit about myself. I have a top 20 ranking versus 4,700 people in my industry for my performance the last 10 years. Every one of my 700 recommendations was time-stamped intraday by at least three different news wires: Bloomberg, Yahoo Finance, and Dow Jones. I have given more than 100 television, newspaper, radio, and magazine interviews. I am a guest speaker at conferences around the world, and I have 45,000 people following me on Twitter. When you sign up for my service, you get my 87-page cryptocurrency report. You get a list of all my open recommendations in crypto and in the stock market. I also send you my 17-page report on security. Most people think that their crypto is protected, when in fact, nothing could be further from the truth. Most of you are not protected from a hack. And when you read my 17-page report, you will realize how many layers of security you have ignored in your attempt to protect what you have. Once you are added to my mailing list, you receive daily emails from me and dozens of stock and crypto recommendations during the course of the year. I have a special offer for those of you listening to this conference call. It's a flat rate, $599. You pay for one service, you get both of them, and you will be covered until the end of next year. I currently have 28 open recommendations in crypto and nearly double that amount of recommendations in the stock market. My stock market recommendations are generated by a 155 variable computer model that took me 5 years to develop back in the 1990s. Once I get an idea generated by the computer model, I apply heavy fundamental and subjective overlays before going out with an actual recommendation. So I don't tell you I like a name just because it scored well on my computer model. I'm giving you a 20, 30-page report to back up each name. Most people do not read those long reports, but I put them out there anyway so that you can see how much work goes into each name that I'm giving you. I don't believe in technical analysis. I actually think it's a ridiculous way to go in and out of names. Most of these people posing as technical analysts do not have an audited track record, and many of them do not have much money in the bank either. If I look at two charts that have identical patterns, a technical analyst would give me the same opinion on both of those names. But what if I told you one of those names is trading at 10 times earnings with $5 billion in cash and no debt on their balance sheet, while the other one is trading at 30 times earnings with $5 billion in debt and no cash on their balance sheet? Then what do you say? I could go on and on about my gripes with technical analysts. It just doesn't work. When you look at a chart, nothing in that chart, nothing in my report will be in the chart that you're looking at. So you're making a decision based on incomplete information. The other main gripe I have with technical analysts is that they always choose a point of reference that helps them make their argument. I can look at a 2-year chart and a stock will look oversold. But if I look at the 5-year chart, it looks like it's overbought. So which chart are you looking at? I can be followed at Ronnie Moas on Twitter. That's RONNIEMOAS. I do not put out a lot of information on Twitter that is valuable and timely. That is saved for my subscribers. When you sign up for my service, one of the names I will be giving you is a name that I think will be going up by several 100% in the next couple of weeks. I have been following this name for the last 15 months. There were some delays. I thought it would have moved a little bit sooner. Unfortunately, they are trying to do something that is unprecedented. There are lawyers involved, regulators, accountants, computer programmers, publicly traded companies, and governments involved. There was also a summer recess that impacted some of the decisions that they were waiting for from one of the governments that they are tied to. And then one of the exchanges that they are traded on was down for a couple of weeks. So that delayed the press releases that they were sitting on, which I expect will go out in the next week or two now that that exchange is back online. I am very bullish on cryptocurrency. I think we had a rough year, obviously, but that is just part of the way this cycle plays out. Crypto has parabolic moves and then nasty corrections, and then there'll be another parabolic move and another nasty correction. Every time we have a parabolic move, we take out the previous high from the previous cycle. I am very excited about how Bitcoin will trade in the 6 months leading up to the Bitcoin halving in May of 2020 and in the 6 months that follow that date. So 2020 should be quite exciting for Bitcoin. I think the move may start as early as next year. My target for next year is 28,000. My target for the year after is 50,000. We will then more than likely get another nasty correction. We will go into a bear market, and then the market will rally again in advance of the 2023 halving. What I think a lot of people are overlooking, excuse me, is the fact that the Litecoin halving kicks in August of 2019, 9 months before the Bitcoin halving kicks in. So you may have a situation next year where Litecoin is actually outperforming Bitcoin. As I mentioned earlier, when you sign up for my service, I give you a list of all my current open stock recommendations and all my open crypto recommendations. I have 28 open crypto recommendations. I believe that many of those names will outperform Bitcoin in the next 12 to 24 months. Even though I am expecting Bitcoin to triple or quadruple over this time frame, there are names on my list of open recommendations that will outperform. So not only are you able to get in on these names that are on my list of open recommendations that have a chance to beat Bitcoin, but at the same time, you're diversifying your portfolio. You never want to have all of your eggs in one basket. You look at what Buster Douglas did to Mike Tyson, what Uber did to the yellow taxi cabs, what Amazon did to the shopping malls, what the iPhone did to BlackBerry. And you can see that champions do get knocked out all the time. I believe Bitcoin will stay at the top of the mountain, but there is also a chance that 2 years from now, they will be the subject of late night talk show host jokes, the same way Mike Tyson was when he got knocked out. Again, I think Bitcoin will stay at the top of the mountain, but you want to be diversified nevertheless. I have a 60-30-10 rule. 60% in Bitcoin, 30% in the altcoins that I have recommended that are in the top 50 right now, and 10% of your money goes into the speculative names that are outside the top 50. It is not easy to pick a flower from all the weeds on CoinMarketCap because 95% of those names are garbage. But I have been doing this for 20 years, and I think I'm pretty good at finding the flowers in that field of weeds for my subscribers. I have 3,000 subscribers. Many of them signed up with me at the top of the crypto market in December and January. Many of them have lost a lot of money since they signed up with me, but they have lost less money with me than they would have if they were in an index fund of crypto and stock names. 88% of my subscribers have given me high marks for my service. I put out a survey to my subscribers last month. I posted screenshots of the results on my Twitter page. And it is shocking to me that 88% gave me a high grade, even though the market collapsed during the time that they were with me. And that is a testament to the service that I provide. My subscribers hear from me on a daily basis. I will be a headline speaker at World CryptoCon in Las Vegas, October 31, November 1, November 2. It should be quite a conference. A few thousand people are expected there. It will take place at the Aria Hotel. I will be headlining along with Travis Wright and Joel Comm from Bad Crypto Podcast, Brock Pierce, and Charlie Lee from Litecoin. I actually will be meeting with Charlie Lee in Las Vegas. I actually interviewed his assistant in Houston this past weekend. I was a guest on Wild West Crypto Show, and Drew was not able to make it, and I filled in for him, and we videotaped 9 episodes back to back. And I was the co-host on each of those 9 episodes. And when you sign up for my service, you will get a link to all of those segments that were very entertaining and educational. That's all I have for now. Again, if you're interested in my service, you can send me a private message on Twitter at Ronnie Moas, Ronnie. The last name is Moas. Or you can go to the website, standpointresearch.com, the Order Now page. Again, if you can leave a donation for the Houston Area Women's Center, their website is hawc.org. They take more than 30,000 phone calls a year on their hotline from domestic violence victims. They also have a 120-bed shelter that I visited last week. Unfortunately, 40% of those beds are occupied by children because a lot of times the women who are being abused show up at the shelter with their children who are also trying to escape a violent environment. This charity was fully vetted. In fact, half of their $7 million budget is covered by a government grant. So you know that they have been vetted. They also received $640,000 from the United Way charity. As far as World CryptoCon goes, they are co-sponsoring the Tour de Crypto and the writers' effort to raise $1 million for this charity via a commitment to donate 5% of the ticket revenues from the Las Vegas conference to the charity. So we're expecting to get at least $100,000 from them. When you sign up for my service, you will get a coupon code that will give you a 50% off discount on the $899 admission price to the Las Vegas conference. Again, when you sign up, you will get a 50% discount code so that instead of paying $900 to be at the conference in Las Vegas, you only have to pay $449. It will be quite a conference. It takes place during Las Vegas Blockchain Week, and it kicks off on the 10th anniversary of the Bitcoin white paper, which went out on October 31, 2008. Again, I would like to thank everyone for dialing in, and I hope to hear back from you.